Welcome back to another series of Which One Did It Better? Ground rules. But this time it's even bigger because I'm not comparing 2 games, but 3. With 4 categories like level design, characters, story, and hub world. To find which one did it better. And of course, it's entirely my opinion, so sit back and enjoy.
What a thrill to finally see myself on the big screen! Look at that face!
Swiftly moving on. If you played many LEGO games, then you know that story is everything. From classics to originals, if you're making your own story, then you better get it right. That means setting the mood and getting the LEGO charm just right. Because if you make it too foolish, then it doesn't feel like a LEGO Batman game, but if you make it too serious, then it doesn't feel like a LEGO game. You see where I'm getting at?
Not really. No.
In the first LEGO Batman game, it is a classic and simple story where a massive breakout happens of all your favorite unknown villains, and Batman and Robin has to take them all down and bring them back in. And because every single character has to mumble, it's good not to make it complicated. And in LEGO Batman 2, it's a little bit more developed, with Batman and Robin, and later on Superman trying to stop both Joker and Lex Luthor's plans. What are those plans, you ask? Well, Lex Luthor wants to become president, of course.
Let's shut it down. Okay, did not need to turn off all the lights.
And last but certainly not least, a big story where both villains and superheroes team up to take down one big baddie.
So you're like an evil space nerd.
Which isn't uncommon in the DC universe. And each LEGO game having a good length of time to complete it too, with LEGO Batman 3 having the longest, 10 hours and 30 minutes. Whilst comparing every single one of these games' story, I find that they all flow. First we get the classic 2 superheroes, Batman and Robin, then you get slowly introduced to Superman and the other heroes, and then finally you get the Justice League. It just keeps on getting better. And in the first LEGO Batman game, having to play the side of the villains was unexpected, but was also welcomed.
Huh?
And because they all flow, I just have to give the point to every single one of them. Hub worlds, oh yes. From the Jurassic World to LEGO Marvel superheroes to even Star Wars, there are so many hub worlds that could make or break a LEGO game. I'm looking at you, Indy. And if you're looking to 100% a LEGO game nowadays, then you're going to be spending a lot of time in the hub world. But when comparing these 3 games, only 2 of them have an open hub world.
Wow! Did not expect that!
Starting off with LEGO Batman 1, even though it hasn't got an open world, it does have one of the coolest Batcaves. Going from Wayne Manor to the Batcave in this game was such a joy as a kid. And it's simply because they took inspiration from the old Batman animated series. And it doesn't stop there. You can also go to the Arkham Asylum section where you can beat a lot of goons up. Who doesn't want to do that? Moving over to LEGO Batman 2, we have the first open world LEGO game. And they did not hold back on this one either. From jumping into a vehicle to go to Gotham City from the Batcave is great fun. And the city itself has so many great locations. But it's not just the locations too, but the world itself is also very active. Filled with quests, gold bricks, and of course, plenty of goons to fight. So many that you can't even walk 5 seconds without getting beaten up.
Aren't there people somewhere else that need your help right now?
Yeah, actually there are.
So it's probably best just to fly or just drive around. Although I will say once you unlock a few characters and collect enough gold bricks, the game does feel a bit repetitive in terms of its open world. Or at least it did for me anyway. From one of the best open worlds to one of the least.
Huh?
That's right, this third LEGO Batman game is definitely not the best. While the Batcave isn't too bad and some of the planets do look pretty cool, its worlds are pretty empty.
Thanks, I guess.
Now I know this game is beyond Gotham, but I really think they should have just stuck with Gotham. Because these planets with their 360-degree camera angle and their fish-eyed bowl lens is just not working. Especially if you compare it with LEGO Batman 2, it definitely doesn't feel as active. Although I will say that some of the saving grace in this game is Adam West, because his quests were definitely fun. So overall, the point would have to go to LEGO Batman 2. Now, cue the intro. Formerly known as LEGO Mania, now Tag Mania, for legal reasons. If you like all things LEGO, then don't forget to like and subscribe, because these videos, they take a while. So, without further ado, let's get on with the show. characters. From playing as your favorite character with a whip to being a force user to even playing as a dinosaur, you could say that these characters have evolved. What? Someone made that joke already? Starting off with LEGO Batman 1, we have a total of 46 characters in this roster, with a few secret characters and characters that aren't worth the time and effort, or money. I'm looking at you, Raish. For a character that's a complete copy-paste of Nightwing, costing 500,000 studs and 300 mini-kits is definitely not worth my time. And did you know, even though there's only 46 characters in this roster, there are 2 characters that haven't been in any other LEGO Batman game. The first one is the LEGO Penguin. This LEGO Penguin has not been in any other LEGO Batman game, and is definitely one of my favorite goons to play in this game. Who's a cute little penguin? This second one is a Yeti, but looks more like Killer Croc that is undone. But they called it a Yeti. I mean, still looks good. When we talk about secret characters, there's 2 in mind, but the one that people know the most about is this Hush character. Now you unlock this character by completing and rescuing 25 hostages throughout 25 levels. Now this one is a little bit unheard of because I didn't realize it until I looked it up. Once you 100% the game, you can then create this character in the character customization, which is technically a secret character that we didn't realize we had. Huh? In LEGO Batman 2, we get introduced to new things that we never had in a LEGO game before. You could go drifting around in the Batmobile as Batman, or flying as high as you can as Superman, or even going as fast as you can as the speedster himself, the Flash. Now besides the characters being able to speak for the first time in any other LEGO game, being able to fly and going as fast as the Flash was also a first, and as you can imagine, it wasn't the best.
The only people we can rely on is ourselves.
Don't get me wrong, it was great, and after a while you really got the hang of it, but when you compare it to nowadays games where they've actually perfected it, you can see how it was not so great. And after jumping back into this game, I couldn't believe that this character roster was only 60 characters. In my head, I thought there was more. And then I also remembered playing this game and unlocking Black Canary and thinking, oh, what a cool character to have this ability. And then you unlock Man-Bat and you realize, well, that was a ripoff. And let's not forget about Superman. The developers really went all out with this character and really made him feel like Superman. And his theme song, yeah, that theme song when he's flying, yeah, that was great. With 210 characters, they definitely wanted to make sure that there was no one they missed. And unlocking every single one of these characters would have cost you well over 25 million studs. Although, if you ask me, 2.5 million for Cyborg Superman is a bit steep. But I will say some of these designs and detail they put into these characters have been some of the best I've seen in any other LEGO game. And I've got to admit, these Lantern characters really did blow me away. I didn't realize there were so many, and some of my favorite designs have to be the villains. They just look so detailed and, well, great. And let's talk about the suits. Batman has 24 suits in total, or different variations of his own character, but every single one of them are spot on. From 1966 Batman to the Dark Knight to Green Lantern to Yellow Lantern and even Rainbow Batman? Anyway, it's definitely hard to pick a favorite, but if I had to choose, it would have to be one of the original animated series. They just hit differently. Joker is another character with a lot of great suits. There's definitely a lot of style that went into this. I mean, just look at it. He lights up the whole room.
Enough, Joker.
Oh, but Batsy! I'm just getting started!
Now I can go on forever about how great the suits look, how great the abilities and the transformations and all the big figs, but I think you can gather from these comparisons, the winner of the match is definitely LEGO Batman 3. You just can't beat it. Time for the final chapter, which is level design. Now if you've seen these last 2 videos, then you know that when it comes to level design, it's got to do with feelings. It needs to feel like that type of game. Whether it's in a galaxy far, far away, or in a world full of Jurassic creatures. Nothing's better than when a LEGO game really does immerse you into a world that isn't your own. So let's compare. First, let's crunch the numbers. When it comes to the game with the most amount of levels, in third place we have LEGO Batman 2 with only 15 levels. And in second place is LEGO Batman 3 with 15 levels and 1 bonus level. And in first place is LEGO Batman 1 with a whopping 30 levels and 2 secret levels. And if we dive a little deeper, there is one thing every single one of these games have in their levels, and that's its suits. And I can't be the only one who thinks that these were not so great. Because let's face it, he's Batman. He doesn't need all these suits, because some of these look pretty ugly. One of the most notorious suits is the demolition suit, which shouldn't really exist because Batman has explosive batarangs. The heat protector suit is just damn right ridiculous. The Sonic suit is not needed because he can just be in the OG Batman suit and have the gun as a gadget, you know? There's no need for the suit. It is literally pointless. And boy, do not get me started on this glider suit. I am so glad that they fixed this in the end, because the fact that they gave him a glider suit just goes to show they have not seen enough Batman to know what Batman can do. Because the cape is not just for show and tell, you know.
We would have been fine jumping off the roof.
I think we would have broken our legs.
And I will admit, the second game did improve on the look of these suits, but again, Batman has gadgets. He can literally go through these obstacles without changing his suit. And by the third game, they did still have the suits, but because they had superheroes that could have done it as well, they were less used, so it wasn't too bad. Robin had even uglier suits. Yeah, that suit? That's an ugly ass suit. And he had one that gave me a headache every time I had to use it, because this sound would just repeat over and over and over and over. Now, the only two characters where this actually worked was Cyborg and actually Joker. I thought it looked pretty good. Now, in my opinion, the first level in this LEGO Batman game is definitely the best out of the three. Getting to fight through the streets of Gotham after a massive breakout happens is definitely a good way to make you feel like you're in a Batman game. With broken down cars, massive craters, and toxic goo, it doesn't get any more Batman than this. And it only gets more immersive when you start hearing car alarms and police sirens and more goons to fight. Because let's face it, who doesn't want to do this move over and over again? Boss levels.
Come and get me!
The first game has probably got some of the most annoying boss levels, but also got some good ones too. How did she not throw up after flipping that many times? Now, the formula for the boss mission was kind of the same for every single one, but they did mix it up a bit with these vehicle type boss missions, which was a nice touch. For the second one, I had some of the most fun taking down this big thing, because it is definitely not easy. Even after Superman and Batman attacked this thing, it took the entire Justice League just to finally finish this thing off. But I will admit, it made for some great gameplay and some of the most fun I've had in any LEGO game. And did you know, this thing was so tough, it even made a resurrection in LEGO Dimensions. Which goes to show that this thing doesn't mess around.
Ding ding ding!
And with LEGO Batman 3, they definitely went the more creative route. I don't know about you guys, but I was excited to fight every single different Lantern character just to see what they were like.
Feel my unbound fury!
Because it never felt like you were fighting the same pattern, it always felt different and unique. I also loved how much chaos and destruction they cause when using their lantern rings. But if we had to compare two of the final boss levels, it definitely does not compare to the second game, which still reigns supreme in my opinion. And I almost forgot, the bonus mission for this game is definitely the best. Something about the classic Adam West Batman was just so entertaining and a joy to play. I just love the commentary of Adam West and the fighting style when the words pop up. Ooh, and the feeling of being on the actual movie set, that was a nice touch.
Well, that about wraps this case up.
Now, the winner of this matchup and the overall best LEGO Batman game goes to none other than LEGO Batman 2.
Wait a minute.
LEGO Batman 2.
Huh?
Batman 2. LEGO Batman 2.
Hey! Too much television is bad for you, pumpkin.
How does he sneak all that stuff in?